What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Quick Diz Takes podcast, episode number 36. We are going to kind of just throw together a freeform type of show today because I really couldn't find anything too topic worthy. There's a few things that I do want to bring up, but nothing, really warranting probably an entire podcast. We kind of squeezed in last week's episode on a Thursday, and we were recording again on a Sunday, so not a whole lot of time going in between. But I had a few ideas of things we could probably discuss with the 1 year anniversary of the podcast coming up here in like 2 weeks. I thought maybe we'd take a little more time to discuss just like certain things that we like about the parks and why we even like doing this to begin with, and just things like that to kind of get to know us a little bit better. So we will delve a little into that. But before that, a couple things. Saw it today. I tagged you in it. I don't know if you read it.
Yeah, I skimmed through it.
So
quick.
Yeah, me too. Disney is farting around with the idea of, well, I don't even know if that's the case. I think they're going to implement a new meal plan or a tier, I guess. They're going to replace basically the middle meal plan that most of us all when we do get. Probably the most popular one, I would guess. The one that has the sit down, quick service, and the two snacks. Mm-hmm. Are now going to be called Disney Meal Plan Plus, I believe, and it's going to be an upcharge, which they have not disclosed yet. Excuse me, going through puberty. And this is going to give you more options as far as you're going to have 2 meal credits, but they do not have to necessarily be 1 sit down and 1 counter. They could be 2 counters or 2 sit downs. Obviously, with the upcharge coming, you're probably going to want to make these 2 sit-downs if you're going to get this plan.
Yeah, get your money's worth.
Maybe a breakfast and dinner kind of combination or whatever, but either way, if it goes up, say, $20 a person, roughly, that was a guesstimate on the article that I had read, you're going to be looking at essentially $100 a person per day for an adult and somewhere in the mid-30s or 40 for a child. So, yeah, you're going to want to take advantage of the sit-down meals with those kind of prices, especially considering that's $200. If you're a family of 3, as we discussed in the previous few podcasts, you're looking at $240 bill a day for what most people usually do. A week vacation at Disney? So that's an extra $1,330.
Yeah.
Onto your trip to cover your meals. Any thoughts on this, Johnny? Excuse me.
I mean, it's nice for the fact that, like, if you want to use the 2 sit downs, it's nice that you could be able to get away with, like, you get that character meal and you get a decent like I would use it, like you said, with a breakfast dinner type thing, so you can still get that character meal for the kids, and you get and you can kind of do more of a normal sit down restaurant. You don't have to worry about. You're just getting a quick service like burgers or whatever. I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, if you do the 2 sit downs, you can get your money's worth definitely. But I don't know. It's just, I'm sure they're just they're hoping that you still do the 1 and 1 of each. So they figured out they figured it out. But yes. You got to do your due diligence to figure out how you can make it work for you too. But I guess it's just a different. Right? You know the prices are all going to go up anyway, but at least it seems like they're giving you that extra sit down option, so it may make it seem like it you can come out ahead more. But
is this just another way of Disney? Is this another one of many price hikes, basically, in the end?
I mean, in the grand scheme of it, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And they're just masking it in another way because they just, they basically did the 2 ticket prices, 2 increases within a year's time too. So
yeah,
this might not seem as bad because it's not just a full out, we're just raising the price to raise the price. They're giving you something else with the options, but in the end, it's probably just a price hike.
Which, I mean, we've seen them on the resorts, we've seen them on the tickets, now we're seeing them on the meal plan.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this before, and we don't want to beat a dead horse, but I mean, how the question still remains now, like, how much more can this go on before it just gets to the point where it's like you don't want to spend the money anymore?
Yeah. It'll be the point where you like, for people who go, do the week, it might be, at this point I can only do 3 or 4 days. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I understand how I think ultimately it's to try to get the parks with less people in it, but still, make their money quota what they want to make.
I guess the positive angle on this would be that, you can make the argument that they are putting a lot into the parks. Mm-hmm. They're making basically all 4 parks full day parks. And Hollywood Studios is, with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opening here in a week and a half or so. That park is going to be, kind of arrived at that kind of a level. You can definitely, we can pretty much spend a day there now, but that's just going to help things out more. Animal Kingdom maybe still teetering, but it's close.
Yeah.
And obviously Epcot, once it's done with the construction, and Magic Kingdom has always been a full day park.
Yeah.
So you're getting, you could argue, a little more bang for your buck.
Yeah, Once
time-wise,
once this construction once the 50th hits, it's gonna be, you're gonna see where they've spent the money. Obviously, with all the construction, but at least you still gotta wait a little while for all of it to somewhat. There'll always be construction, but somewhat end. But you see where
it won't be that bad. Yeah.
You see where the money's going,
which is good, but at the same time, like, how much of this, Disneyland reached $200 for a day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you bring your family there right now, you're $800 in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm $600.
Yeah.
We're talking about going next year. 2 families combined with $1,400 in the hole. We walk in for a day.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's just walking in, and then on top of what you're gonna spend. So yeah.
Are we gonna do it? Probably.
Yeah.
But still, you think about it, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And then if you're, I don't know what, we haven't really done any of the homework on that yet, but I'm sure there's a hopper option if you do both parks and all that good stuff. Although probably not worth it with just the 2 parks, but just do one day at a time. But either way, if you wanted to, there's those upcharges, and then you're talking about we're probably going to get a max pass because once you fly out there from Rhode Island, which is where we live,
and who knows you
want to capitalize
within a year, the ticket prices could go up within because it wouldn't be till next summer, so you still got a year and a half, so prices could go up twice.
As a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee you.
Yeah.
that when February hits next year, we should probably buy our tickets before February if we decide officially, because that hike's always coming in that month, and sometimes they're like brutal hikes. $10 is like whatever, even though it's $30 per day or $40 for you. But when they start doing like these bumps where it's like $20-$30 at a whack, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You hate to pound on a topic, and I know we talked about this before, but it just gets interesting to see how much they're gonna keep poking at. I know there's a cost of living increases and things like that, but I mean, you think it would level out for a bit here somewhere? They'd find that price and stay at it, but I don't know. To be continued, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're in a weird spot right now too, because you got people who are on one side holding off on their trips because they're waiting for the construction to end and the 50th anniversary. So I think that's deterring a lot of people, and especially like I've noticed, even reading things online, but I noticed myself, like this last summer was not as busy as it has been in previous summers that we've been going.
Yep.
It was very the crowds are very reasonable in the summer, whereas that's when everybody was going. So I think I think the crowds also are going more during festival seasons than they are when the kids are, when kids are normally on their summer breaks. So I don't know if maybe, I mean, I know they did the two increases within a year. So, and then all like seems like the beginning of this year, they threw out that free dining thing real quick, and they're throwing out all kinds of discounts for the summer. And I don't know, not really the summer. I mean, I know there's some discounts for the summer, but it seems like they're throwing out a lot more discounts earlier in the year for, they'll throw out from now till April if you book. And then it seems like they're trying, maybe their crowds and reservations are less right now. So I mean, obviously they don't release all their numbers, so we don't really know, but it seems like how they're releasing discounts and stuff. And just from being there we usually always go in the summer, and I've seen the crowds get less each summer.
Yeah, like we were there in June, and it was definitely not a bad time to go, like as far as crowds went.
Yeah.
Compared to the last few times we went in January. And we had gone, in January 2015 was the last time I've gone in January where it was like considerably dead. We were going on Space Mountain, like we were just walking off and getting back on, type things like that. Almost throughout the whole 5 days we were there. And it was a Run Disney weekend as well. And so there is, those days are gone right as of right now. And I mean, honestly, with the economy the way it is right now, just kind of on full steam, can't really expect that to die down anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just always an interesting topic to bring up because, like, you haven't priced me out yet, Disney, but I'm watching you.
Yeah.
But what will ultimately happen, like for us anyway, is if it gets to a point where it's getting more and more steep into the point where it's getting more and more like not as doable, it would just be the trips will be shorter. And honestly, like I think the trips being shorter is a thing I'm starting to lean towards anyway.
Yeah, because maybe you can squeeze multiple in.
Yeah.
As in a shorter thing.
Good 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Is is plenty really especially when you really start to know the parks, and you kind of know what you want to do.
Yeah.
You get a lot done very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And even with long waits and stuff. I mean, you utilize your fast passes. You cash in on the dead times of the day when they're available, and you pay attention to your app, and you can do okay. So I mean, when worst comes to worst, well, just go shorter trips. Mm-hmm. But anyway, with that said, so all this is going on like for the 50th anniversary, basically because a lot of it's geared towards that. Although Epcot is going to go beyond the 50th anniversary with their renovations. So I just thought it would be a good time to talk about like what are we most excited about for the 50th, even though we're probably not even going to be there. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Might be in Disneyland.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of... I mean, I'd like
but
to
we'll
be
see.
Yeah.
We'll...
I mean, I'd like to be there, but it's kind of just... I have that feeling like the crowds are just going to be... It's not going to be worth it, and maybe just wait a year.
I feel like this. I told Gary the other day. I feel like if I was going to go down for the 50th, if for some reason I decided to, it would be one of those things where we would go, maybe with you guys if you wanted to go, and I don't think I'd bring the kids. Like I would be like, let's go for like you guys just did for that run. Like let's get down for like 3 days just to say we did just to say we were there.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think I could deal with the kids.
Yeah, I don't
like
think
that
the 50th. I don't think it would be a big
We'd have to
big
be like-
family thing.
we'd
Yeah,
have to
just
be able
be
to just
kind of
move. Yeah, because I would imagine, what they're saying, and I've never experienced the 50th. Obviously, it's going to be madhouse.
Yeah.
Which makes me laugh because I think to myself, what's really the? I mean, when you're a Disney nerd, I get it, a little bit, but like, what are like, what brings people just makes people want to like have a celebration? I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have special events and things, but like, how much can they possibly have?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just a status type thing. Like, oh, I was the 50th. Yeah, I was there, but I mean, yeah.
But I
I
think
don't know.
like, the new attractions are gonna make it worthwhile, and that's kind of where I was going with this. And to me, like, the more I've thought about this the last couple of days, just randomly, didn't even think we were gonna talk about it on the show, but it just kind of came to me before we started. And Mickey and Minnie's was kind of like my like sleeper attraction, like the one like it had a hype behind it, but like it was just kind of moseying along. And that one excites me still, and we'll see like within the next day, to a week when we get a POV what that's like. But it's getting good reviews from people that have ridden it already. But I don't know about you, but the one that I think excites me the most though for everything. A lot of people talk about Tron, but I'm more thinking the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is going to be what excites me the most in general, because one, Epcot's finally getting a roller coaster, and I mean, you're not going to sell me with the test track being a thrill ride. I don't really find it to be a thrill ride. It's an indoor roller coaster, which are always cool. It looks like it's going to have awesome ride technology. And I just think it's a much needed e-ticket for Epcot. I love Epcot, but like, it's just, I don't know. If like we didn't have our little vlog time and drinking around the world like this last time we went, like how much did you really do there? Right now, how much is really going on there right now? How many rides are you actually going on? When you're in that park.
Yeah, and it's tough when you have younger, well, not like young kids, but like that kind of like where they still might want us to ride the slower dark rides, but kind of want that thrill. That's always a tough one because as adults, you like the rides, but it's nice to have a laid back type day, kind of go at your pace. But at Epcot, it's tough to like. You want to walk around World Showcase, but then you don't want the kids to get bored, so you got to go back and forth. It's kind of just a nice added thing. And like you said, with the technology, it just seems like it's going to be, you're on a roller coaster, but it's going to point you in directions that they want you to see things. And it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be something. I mean, just
probably going to be awesome.
Just the sheer size of the building is just incredible how that is. But like it will be nice to have that extra bigger ride, and maybe it'll kind of, hopefully that'll bump around the tiers there too. So maybe instead of the Frozen is always on that same tier as Soarin' and Test Track. So it's nice to like you can get those, I guess if you want to call them more thrill rides, and then you can still get the Frozen for the younger kids, and you can kind of hopefully it'll mix it up a little bit. And
like I think Disney like redefines the thrill ride too. Like you think thrill ride. When you say it, you think like Incredible Hulk. You're thinking like you're run of the mill, at least for me, run of the mill Six Flags attractions.
Yeah.
And Disney, like they bring that thrill to the thrill rides a little bit, but they always seem to hit in like a nice happy medium where you get the interactivity and the thrill elements like Tower of Terror or like Expedition Everest is probably a really good example. So I think we're going to see that here. Where on the street is you're gonna get that backward launch, which I mean that's just sounds cool in itself.
Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna be like almost like an Incredible Hulk kind of launch where you're gonna be launching. Well, it doesn't look like it's definitely gonna be launching at an upward angle. So it's gonna be a little different than the Aerosmith launch. And I'm gonna guess because it's Guardians of the Galaxy and Peter Quill is always listening to classic rock music that you're probably going to get.
It's gonna have a good soundtrack.
During the roller coaster, which up until Aerosmith, I never realized how cool of an idea it was to have music with a ride.
Yeah.
But it really like heightens the experience.
And it would be nice if it kind of gives you that. If it even followed the one that's at Universal. I can't think of the name. Where you can kind of
Hollywood Rocket.
Is it what Riptide
Rip Rocket? Yeah, Hollywood
where you can
Rocket,
kind of pick. Maybe it'll give you that mixtape thing where you can kind of pick
that'd be neat.
What you'd like to listen to. With that, which would be so you can kind of customize it each time you go on it.
And also, word on the street is it's going to follow somewhat of a Epcot theme, where there's going to be a little bit of education type elements involved in the attraction, which I'm all for, because I still like the idea that Epcot had that, and they can incorporate that into the attraction and still make it fun. It's great. Now, we'll get to your pick here in a minute, Johnny. But one last thing I want to say about Epcot, because you started talking about the different rides you're going with the kids and everything, and you really start to think about Epcot. And I always want to reiterate when we talk about Epcot that it is still my favorite park in the well, I don't know, maybe Hollywood Studios now, but it's my top 2 favorite parks on property. But there are a lot of throwaway attractions if you really think about it, right? Like, you can live without Figment. Mm-hmm. Well, not Figment, but you can live without turning into Imagination. Nemo it's just there. Living with the Land. I'm gonna give that one the benefit of the doubt. For some reason, I have a really special place in my heart for that.
I'm the same way with that.
I think it's classic Epcot. I think that's what it really is. I'd like to see them do some upgrades to it, though. I asked for something. They gave me a little bit. I want some more. But you know where I'm going with this. Yeah. And, I mean, come on. 3 Cabrios is a throwaway. I mean, it is what it is. We talked about it before. You ride it to ride it. Yeah. So there's really... what is it like when you go into that park? Like, for us, probably Spaceship Earth. Mm-hmm. But, like, what are you really getting excited about for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, the last one we were there past year, I mean, I had not... Like, it'd been years since I've been on Test Track. As far as I haven't even been on this... I was still... Crash Test Dummies Test Track, which I hadn't been on, so that, I mean...
Well, that's been a long time then, huh?
So I was looking forward to going on that, but it's... If I go in the summer, I'm not looking forward to, like... If I can go on it, I'll go on it, but it's not a must.
It never is. And you know what I hate about Test Track? You get into that line, and, like, even with the Fast Pass, and it still takes forever to get on that ride. Yeah. But, you know what I mean? Because they have the whole, like, design in the car.
Yeah, that whole thing seemed like that took a... I mean, that was just a time waster.
It just takes a lot of time to get on that ride for whatever reason.
And then even once you get through that, you're still it's
a long queue. Yeah. And but I mean the ride's cool. It's okay. Yeah. You know, it's not great. But also on that note, because we're really freeforming today, but I just thought of another thing. I read an article the other day. There's a rumor that Test Track is going to get a Cars overlay. Quick thought on that, and does that fit?
It doesn't
in that area.
I don't think it fits there.
I mean, they'll make it fit, I guess, right? But
I mean, if they make it like the radio,
I don't think.
If they make it like that ride in California, that ride is really.
I don't think you're gonna get that really, though. I think you're gonna get like some kind of somewhat of an idea, but they're not gonna race or anything. I doubt they're gonna change anything.
No, unless they probably make it more. They follow the Cars 3 thing where he's in that.
That's what I was. That's
in
exactly
the new
what I was
test
gonna
facility
say.
Type of thing. If they try to go for that thing, but then, I mean, I guess it doesn't follow the Epcot thing. But then Guardians doesn't really follow the whole Epcot thing either. So I don't know. The way they're going is just bring IP into everything, so
which is fine if it like they're saying that Guardians is going to tell some kind of an energy story, right? We'll see.
So I mean, if they were to do the Cars thing and follow the whole racing facility thing, they could do that. I mean, you can even keep the same design your own car. Like you can kind of keep it in that sense of a learning type.
I mean, you're gonna take the cars out. You're gonna have to have, Lightning McQueen. Like those things are gonna have to be themed. Yeah. So it's gonna take some extensive work. Like that, I would imagine that would shut down for quite some time. And then I'm hearing we're gonna get an announcement within like the next month about what the future of that ride's gonna be. I mean, so they got something in the works.
I mean,
Because they're losing sponsorship, by the way. That's the other part of it.
oh,
Chevy,
okay.
yeah.
I see. Okay.
So I don't know if they're gonna just.
I mean, I don't mind the direction they're going with that stuff. In the grand scheme, for me, I don't think. I think as long as they can add IPs and stuff to World Showcase, but I don't want them to really touch the country aspect of World Showcase. Like, don't keep it cultural to each country. Like, at least you get that little bit, because it is nice to see the different.
Yeah,
that
it's a great area.
It's just a nice.
Probably my favorite area in the.
Yeah, it's just a nice space to just. That's one spot of Disney, which there isn't many, where you can take your time and.
And there's a lot there.
Yeah.
I admit myself that I don't take as much time as I should when I go in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're like Morocco, for example. We fought around a little bit in there this time around when I was with you and Sarah.
Yep.
I'd never gone that far into that pavilion before. There's like more back there
Yeah.
than you even realize.
It's tough. It's tough with kids because
yeah, for sure.
they don't want to just walk
They're
around
bored out of their
and
minds.
look. They want to do stuff. So
This is why we need to get rides back there.
yeah. Which with
They're working on it.
they are, and it should. Definitely the France should do that'll with Ratatouille. That'll bump it up. You see what it did with Norway with that. So I'm assuming. They have to be putting Coco in an expo in Mexico still, which.
And you got Mary Poppins.
So
Who knows what that's gonna be though? It's like a mystery ride system.
Yeah. That kind of. They
That's a
made the
carousel.
announcement and they still haven't.
I'm gonna be so
It died
annoyed if
down.
it's a carousel at screens. So disappointing. I think there'll be something more.
Yeah, I think you may. Yeah.
A little dock ride would be good.
Yeah, maybe you'll just ride. Maybe you'll actually get your ride vehicle will be a carousel horse or something. Something.
A little more depth. Anyway, do you have, I know I'm throwing this at you last minute, but did you have, what are you excited most for? Are these new attractions coming up in the next, I'll even give you the five, forget about the 50, I'll give you the whole window. But anything that you know about right now coming, what is the one that does it for you the most, or you think will, anyway?
Well, the whole, Epcot is the biggest thing. Just... that transformation's is the most exciting thing for
amazing.
me. But just on something like another point, obviously Tron, you've seen what that ride looks like, and it looks. The ride itself looks. It looks incredible, just the way the building looks. So that'll be just a nice. Just when you walk into Tomorrowland, that'll just be something to look at, and I want it the whole transformation of what is Tomorrowland going to look. I think. That's the start of the changing of all of Tomorrowland. I don't know if they're going to, how much they'll change before the 50th,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's going to be a lot, yeah.
But, that's something to look forward to with finally maybe getting a Tomorrowland upgrade. The news about the castle seems kind of just the way they're going to...
I've seen that.
do it up. It looks...
They've had...
it seems like they're kind of going the Disneyland castle, the same type of color scheme they went over there, which, it'll look nice. And I know I had read that they're not covering the castle. They're going to do it so you can still get you still get your picture. Because I would assume if they covered it, they couldn't really do Happily Ever After, so I don't think they're going to.
I think they learned their lesson from the birthday
Yeah,
cake.
so,
25th, too.
Just
did not go over well.
No.
Although I see pictures of it now, and it kind of looked cool though. I get I get why they thought it might have been a good idea.
Yeah, I think they just kept it up for way too long.
Yeah, probably. Same thing with the whole 2000 thing over, the Mickey hand over Spaceship Earth and all that stuff too.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, but then people say about the Sorcerer Hat, which I really didn't mind the Sorcerer Hat at Hollywood Studios as much as I guess other people. That
trip in 2015, I actually caught. The last day of the Sorcerer Hat, and then the next day they were starting to take it down. I was actually there for that whole little which was kind of neat. Didn't realize at the time, but when I got down there, they were doing that. Actually, I did realize at the time. I was reading about it, and then on the plane, I think, and then I was like, I'm gonna check this out one last time. That's classic, obviously. But yeah, those changes to Epcot. I think it's funny. Those are the. I think as adults, you get excited about anything that's going to be done to Epcot. I think Epcot and Hollywood Studios now, for me, are just, and it makes sense because of what they're putting in there, but it's taking charge. Like, Magic Kingdom is the classic. Like, I still feel like I'm not at Disney World unless I'm at Magic Kingdom in a weird way.
Yeah, until you, like that's,
But
until you walk around that corner and actually you get that view. You don't feel like you're at Disney till then.
But
they're really
those
not.
parks are awesome, though.
They're really not doing. Are they really? I'm trying to think. Are they even really doing much to Magic Kingdom before
Tron.
the 50th? Besides like Tron and now this thing with the castle, but
Well, Magic Kingdom's weird like that. I mean, they did the Fantasyland expansion a couple of years back. Well, almost 8 years back now, and much needed, and there's a lot of room back there and stuff like that. But they haven't done anything crazy to any like one particular part of the park. In a long time.
Seems like they're just sprucing up. Like you'll see something will go under scrim and they'll just they're repainting it, whatever. I think they're trying to just focus more on just making it look as good as it can look with what's there.
It's funny, like how just anything that has to do with anything that moves, any ride that moves fast, or is like a roller coaster or anything, just immediately creates excitement. Too.
Yeah.
Like there's, you know what I mean? Like Tron, like we don't like how much do we really even care about Tron? But it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So.
It's a cool looking roller coaster.
Yeah,
in the grand scheme.
You want to do it.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, and my prediction was, and I'm sticking with it, is once that gets up and going, they're gonna have the time to shut down Space Mountain and do what they want to do with that refurb wise.
Yeah, probably.
And they're probably not gonna do it like right away, but that's going to give them that leeway.
Yeah.
Because I think Space Mountain needs maybe a little bit of a track change, and just standard upgrades. The speakers in the chairs, maybe the 2-seater like at Disneyland, all that kind of stuff. They got to get to do
Yeah,
that.
and if they can make it more of a where you can do that quick overlay like they do in Disneyland, where you can get the what is the Ghost Galaxy thing at around Halloween time, and then you can do the Star Wars
overlays,
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they try to keep Disney World less overlays because it's more of a once in a lifetime trip than Disneyland is. But I mean, with those type of things, it's more of a quick. You could change it within a day or two. So, but I'm sure that I would think they do something like that.
I don't know. Like I still think they need to get they need to go over to the Frontier, land area and get something else in there. And I don't know if it's just time for Tom Sawyer's Island to go. Although I will say I went over there with my daughter and my wife this past trip and we enjoyed it. It's actually a little more fun than you realize if you really want to take the time to get in the line and get on the raft and all that stuff. But I don't know. It's taken them a lot. And we even went ahead and got on the Liberty Bell for the first time ever. And all that stuff's cool. Actually, it's more cool than you would think. Just going around in a boat in a park.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, I haven't been on those in years, so.
Yeah, and I hadn't either. I just kind of made the time to do it. But maybe when you guys down there for your anniversary, if you get a minute, I would recommend trying it.
Yeah.
But you just look at that spot though on the park, and you're like, well, you could really put something cool there.
Yeah, and at least with Tom Sawyer Island, like if they were to do something, it's by itself ready, so it's not like it's not intruding on anything.
Where else would you put anything? I mean, there was the spot in Adventureland where I guess that was where Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse was, where they were talking about with the Moana volcano coaster there for a little bit, which I think, once again, is another thing you should consider doing. But I think if you're gonna do Adventureland, I think they should put that Indiana Jones ride in. I don't think we're gonna get it though because of Dinosaur already having the same ride system, or a type of Indiana Jones ride in, I should say. I just don't know if they'll go that direction in Disney World.
Yeah, I don't know if they can. I think it might depend on how well this next Indiana Jones movie goes over. I think they might be waiting for this to decide what they're even going to do with the stunt show and everything. So even if they, I think it's just kind of wait and see, since the last one didn't go over as well as I guess they probably wanted it to go over.
It's just, no, it's horrible.
And then this one, maybe this one they'll go more to.
And it's funny to see
classics.
And we're running out of time here, but it's funny to see you get your own perspective on things, right? So we look at it, we talk about it, we have no idea what the plans are, and you just wonder like, what's the next move gonna be? They need this or they need that. Like, you see Galaxy's Edge and you say to yourself, there's no doubt that's gonna be undoubtedly ridiculously popular forever, and there's like, it's not gonna be enough. Like, it's new now, but that's gonna have to be expanded. Where's that going? I know there's an expansion pad, but Star Tours is over here. Things like that. So like, are they gonna make these drastic moves? And then like, a lot of times you don't do it. This last 6 or 7 years or so, you've gotten some more major announcements. But like you said, Magic Kingdom doesn't get them very often. Like, they get the theater. I thought that was going to be awesome. Because, I don't know, I was like, all right, good show on off Main Street.
Yeah.
That got scrapped.
Got canceled, yeah.
There's no... I don't know. I can't even... It's hard to think unless you, like, reskin something or take something out and replace it. Where there's even room to do anything anymore in that park.
Yeah.
Other than that one.
I mean, and then I just think Tomorrowland's the next big project, just because they basically gutted the Stitch thing, and now it's just, the meet and greet. So they have that whole building to do something, and then I think once they kind of change that, they might kind of push. I think they might. I don't know if I think they'd more keep Buzz Lightyear than they would the Monsters. So I think Monsters might.
I think they both need to go.
Yeah, I think they might slowly go out. Maybe.
Because Sarah sent me an article the other day. I'm sure you might have seen it too, where they're talking about doing the whole like Pixar Pier idea. And maybe not identical, but somewhat of the same idea, theming wise, over in that animation courtyard area over in Hollywood Studios. If they do that, I think it's just time to completely get Pixar out of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, and it seems like they're doing the new sit-down restaurant in Toy Story Land, where they kind of did that quickly after they opened everything, and that was more successful, and they're quickly opening that. They might be able to. I mean, they might be able to get away with either putting a Buzz Lightyear ride back there, but then you got the two shooter rides there. I don't know.
I don't know either. I think Buzz Lightyear, like. Can we kind of agree that the current iteration of Buzz Lightyear that we have there right now is outdated and not operating well?
Yeah.
And amongst other things, and kind of just basically out of place now. Yeah. Because we're assuming we're going to get. The assumption is here we're going to get the new scene in Carousel of Progress, if not a whole nother beefed up version of that. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it belongs where it is.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
I think, like you said, we got to put something where Stitch is. What that might be, who knows? But I'm sure they can come up with something good. The Laugh Floor is another show. That'll be some type of show, if they redo it, obviously, because it's basically a theater.
Yep.
But there's got to be. I mean, there's got to be something like just.
It needs to be more like a cohesive.
Yeah,
instead
I would
of
see
just
like something specific to Tomorrowland. That has nothing to do with an IP.
Yeah,
like Tomorrow. Things like that, like something of that nature, where it's just something the Imagineers come up with, like original. Yeah. Some type of show in there, and I think that I would vote Buzz Lightyear needs to be replaced. It's a decent. It's not a big show building in there, but I mean it's big enough. Yeah. To do something. Tomorrowland oriented. Yes. I don't know. Something cool. Use screens. And, they got so much technology now that, cardboard cutouts of Toy Story characters with little Z's on them with the laser that doesn't work very well. It just seems like it's kind of like, forget about it. But, I don't know. I
think Epcot's the big thing.
Yeah,
that's in the end, that's the big one. Even just that whole center little building they're gonna build with the the kind of like a beer garden.
Sick,
It's just a lot to look forward to in that park. I think
that park's beautiful. It's a when it's at its best. It has the World Showcase at night is one of my favorite things in all the resort. And then you're gonna add all that. You're gonna really open it up, getting rid of some of the ugly aesthetics that are there now. That's gonna be an absolute success. I think with all that. But yeah, Tomorrowland, it's so funny too, like Tomorrowland never really gets its legs, right? It's always like kind of finding itself, but never really finding itself.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if they could, like, you look at the like the Disney Sea versions of, and like the Tokyo Disney version of their Tomorrowland. It's just like
Sick.
bring something like
know.
that over here. Between what is it, the Journey to the Center of the Earth type, like something.
Yeah, why can't we get that?
Just some kind of.
I mean, that's a project though. I think that ride, like, some massive theming going on there. But I mean, you could maybe take out the Tomorrowland Speedway or something, which I went on last time. But every time I go, and I've been doing like things that like I always just kind of overlook.
Yeah.
And like, I'm good with that one. I can just go.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have a kid drive,
I
it's
think
not that fun of. I mean, I found it didn't smell as bad as the last couple
they
of times
fixed
I've
something.
gone. They did something
Yeah.
with
The kids, like, I get Disney Worlds for kids, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But I think even the kids benefit if you get rid of that ride and put something a little more
Yeah.
state of the art in. So,
especially the world the kids are growing up in now. That everything that's
Yeah.
very old fashioned to a kid now. It's
yeah,
some
Ari
kind
just
of,
takes it. She's like going like this, and we're just bumping on the rail back and forth,
Yeah.
and it was all the way down.
yeah.
It's funny. But anyway, I guess we'll leave it at that for now. Just kind of rambling on this one, but fun to talk about these things, and what we're excited about. I'm hoping next week we're going to have a POV for Mickey and Minnie's, and that'll be our topic. If not, who knows? We'll talk about something, because not a lot of news rolling in lately, and we are, like I said, pushing the 1 year. Actually, next week will probably be the 1 year anniversary episode, so maybe we can even get Sarah on next week, maybe. I wonder. Well, if you can get, I don't know with the kids though.
They've got to get rid of those kids.
I keep telling her, we're gonna get you on. I know she wants to do it, but we unfortunately have children, and it's difficult.
Just tie them up.
If they're in there running around, they're gonna tie Ari up. There's 2 boys. He's got 2 boys. They have a girl.
If it's
They
a
put
nice
her-
day,
they
just
put
tie them
Ari in the
up, tie 'em
dog
up to a
cage.
tree outside. Let 'em run
Shut
around.
her in. It was funny, but yeah, we'll do something, and someone, something hopefully, special. But then again, Disney doesn't give us anything to talk about.
Yeah.
Specifically, I don't know how special it will be. But anyway, that's it for this week, and have a great rest of your week. See you guys later.